God is willing, and God has been continually lifting men to places of influence, to places where they can have great impact for the kingdom. But unfortunately, many times it has ended up in a maligning of God's name, a maligning of the name and the reputation of the church. But thanks be to God that a generation is rising that will seek influence, not just for fame, but they will seek it with the purpose and with the motive and intent of influencing and stewarding what God has given unto them. Amongst us, there are women such as Esther, women who knew, rather they were mentored to know that they were placed in certain positions, not for their own sake, but for the purposes of God and the purposes of the people of God. Some of them are already in such places. They are already, for example, in government. And this is not just about politics. Some of them are already or are preparing to get into places, even in media, in law, in business, in the arts and in entertainment. But we need to mentor. We need to cause them to know that they can be used in such systems for divine purposes. Let Daniels arise, men that are highly spiritual, but also they know what to do when they come before kings for the glory of God. They know how to influence, not necessarily by preaching, not necessarily by prophesying, but they can walk in integrity. They can demonstrate excellence. They can be able to produce out of the wisdom of God in them, produce solutions that are workable in the times that we are living in the circumstances that we are facing. It is the people of God. It is not internet. It is not AI. It is the people that know their God that shall be strong, and they shall do mighty exploits. And Kenya, this is the conversation that we need to have right now. This is the conversation that must be had. This is what will change our nation. And who knows, but that as men arise intentionally, as the church is intentional about building up on this conversation, that even such a man as David would arise, a king, one after God's heart. And that if such a man arose, the church will not be the first to throw stones and to castigate and to say how that men of God, how that people of God should not be found in certain spaces, such as politics. It is time. God is changing the narrative, and He's using His people. Kenya is rising, not by power, not by might, not by knowledge, not by worldly wisdom, but by the Spirit of the Lord.